Good morning, students of class 10. In this period of geography, we are going to start one new chapter, chapter 9, that is soil. From this chapter, full question will be asked in board examination that will contain 10 marks. The last chapter that was taught, monsoon, from there also you will get full question of 10 marks. So this is our strategy to prepare all the chapters from where you will get the full question. You have few chapters, among those these two chapters, monsoon and the soil. From here you will get one full question from each. So before starting the chapter soil, let us see the introduction. Soil is thin layer of loose particles of rock. From this sentence, this is clear that soil is made up of rock. Rocks are broken. Those are changed into small pieces. Those small pieces are further broken, and those are changed into small loose particles. Those loose particles are changed into powdery substances. Those powdery substances are thin layer of soil. So what are you seeing? We have a chain. At the top we have rock. This rock is broken into pieces, and these pieces are broken into particles, and these particles are broken into powdery substances. Powdery substances. These powdery substances are thin layer of the soil. Rocks are broken into smaller pieces. Further, smaller pieces are broken into particles. Those particles are broken into powdery substances. These powdery substances is thin layer of the soil. So, in breaking of rocks, several forces of nature are involved. Those forces are temperature, water, wind. Mainly these three. Means these three factors are involved in breaking of rock. By temperature the rocks are broken due to continuous expansion and contraction. As temperature increases, rock expands, that is the expansion. As the temperature decreases, rock contracts, that is the contraction. Due to alternate process of expansion and contraction, the rock is broken. Due to alternate process of expansion and contraction, in which temperature is involved, rocks are broken. Another, water. While rock comes in the way of moving water, the rock is eroded. This is transported. During transportation, these big pieces are changed into particles, and when the motion or speed of water reduces, it means that water has no more capacity to carry the particles, then these particles are deposited on the banks of rivers or on the oceanic coastal region, and further due to effect of wind and temperature, those particles are changed into soil, powdery substances. Wind is also involved in breaking of rock, especially soft rocks are broken by wind. It happens in desert area. In desert area, rocks are broken by moving wind, and those are changed into pieces. Further, those pieces are changed into particles, and the soil is formed. And this is not the short process. It takes a very long process in the formation of soil. So what did you see? Soil is the loose particle of rocks. Those rocks are broken in which several forces of nature are involved, such as temperature, water, and wind. By these forces, the rocks are broken into pieces. Further, those are broken into particles, means smaller pieces, and ultimately those are changed into powdery substances, that is the thin layer of loose particles, that is the soil. And in breaking of rocks, it takes long time. So formation of soil is a long process. Constituent of soil: humus, silica, sand and clay. These four are the constituent of soil. Others are so many organic and inorganic matters. Humus is responsible for the fertility of the soil. What is this humus? Dead and decayed material of living beings. That may be plants or animals. While these things are buried for a long time, that is changed into humus, and this humus is responsible for the fertility of soil. So I repeat, dead and decayed materials of living beings. Those may be the plants or those may be the animals. Then these are causes of soil erosion. Faulty agriculture practices. What is this faulty agricultural practices? As we follow the traditional method of agriculture, suppose it is suggested that we should follow, our farmers should follow the terrace farming on the hill slope. If we do not follow the terrace farming on the hill slope, then the soil will be eroded by running water. So this is the example of faulty agriculture practices. In a desert area where wind blows very fast, there shelter belt should be built up to check the speed of the air, so that soil should not be eroded. If that shelter belt will not be developed in desert area, then that became the faulty agriculture practice. So this type of practices are done, that is wrong practices we can say. Those practices lead soil erosion. Overgrazing also responsible for soil erosion. Overgrazing in the same field. In the same field, grazing of grass or plants again and again in the same field. So what happens? The grasses and the plants are uprooted, making the soil loose, and that loose soil is eroded easily by moving water or by moving wind. So this is also leads to soil erosion. This also leads to soil erosion. Third, deforestation, that you know, this is very popular word, cutting of trees. As we cut the trees, the soil becomes loose because the root of the trees catch the soil tightly. Now the roots are uprooted of the trees, soil became loose, and that loose soil is eroded easily by moving water or by moving wind. So these three are responsible for the soil erosion. Faulty agricultural practices, second is overgrazing, and third is deforestation. Now conservation of soil. Conservation of soil means how will we stop soil erosion. So for that we should follow, the farmers should follow improved agriculture practices, modern method of agriculture, in which terrace farming should be followed on the hill slope, shelter belt should be built up in desert area, and contour plowing. Contour plowing means the plowing along the slope on the hills. Contour plowing should be done So these are the improved agriculture practices. Then reduced pressure of grazing. This overgrazing should be stopped. Grazing is okay, but overgrazing is very bad, because the overgrazing, the roots are uprooted of grasses and plants, making the soil loose. So this reduced pressure of overgrazing will also develop the quality of soil. And third is afforestation, means plantation. Plantation will also help to conserve the soil, or plantation will also help in the development of soil. So in this we saw 3 points constituent of soil, that is the humus, silica, sand and clay. Causes of soil erosion, those are faulty agricultural practices, overgrazing and deforestation. For conservation of soil, we have 3 points. We should follow improved agriculture practices, we should reduce the pressure of grazing, and we should follow afforestation. Now we see classification of soil according to location. So first I want to explain what is location of the soil. Soil is formed into different types of places. First, the place where rock is present and that rock is broken at its own place by the forces of nature. Then that type of soil is called residual or sedimentary soil. I repeat, when the rocks are broken at its own place by the forces of nature, you know those forces of nature, temperature, wind, water, and that type of soil is called residual or sedimentary soil, or we say in situ soil. So from here we are getting one idea. In situ means the rock was present at that place, and at the same place the rock is broken. It is not transported anywhere. At the same place the rock is broken and changed into soil, so it is also called in situ soil. Almost types of soil belong to residual or sedimentary or in situ soil, such as black soil, red soil, laterite soil and desert soil. Next type of soil is transported soil. What happens? By the forces of nature, such as moving wind or moving water, especially by moving water, the rocks are transported for long distances. In the way, those rocks collide with each other and broken into smaller pieces, and when the force of water, current of speed of water decreases, then those particles are deposited on the banks of river or in the coastal region. Since these rocks are transported for long distance, so the soil made up of through this process is called transported soil or ex situ soil. Ex, it defines that rocks are transported. It is not broken at its own place. Rock is transported for long distance in the way that is broken. So that is also known as ex situ soil, and alluvial soil is the example of transported or ex situ soil. So here residual or sedimentary soil or in situ soil. In this, rocks are broken at its own place, and almost types of soil belong to this category: black soil, red soil, laterite soil and desert soil. But transported soil or ex situ soil, when the rocks are transported for long distance and in the way those rocks are broken into smaller pieces, further those are deposited on the banks of river and changed into pottery substances. That type of soil is called transported soil or ex situ soil. Example is alluvial soil.